They do not follow truth. They follow the shadow it casts when it flatters their vanities. And so, if you wish to lead them, never show them the full face of power, only its mask. Let them kneel before the illusion, not recoil from the reality. For the truth is brutal. It smells of blood, of betrayals necessary, of the filth that clings to the hands of those who must decide who eats and who starves, who lives and who is erased. They say they want honesty, but they desire reassurance. They want a God who looks like them, bleeds like them, suffers their weaknesses but saves them all the same. Give them the shape of virtue, not its burden. Show mercy with one hand, while the other counts the knives. They mistake gestures for convictions and symbols for substance. A ruler must never correct this delusion. He must master it. Power is not seized by truth. Power is seized by perception, maintained by fear, and justified by necessity. You will not endure because you are right. You will endure because you are feared enough not to be challenged, respected enough to be obeyed, and silent enough to never explain. Loyalty is not natural. It is rented. It is shaped by need, by pressure, by the boundaries you draw and the punishments you make credible. Do not expect gratitude. Gratitude is a bridge that collapses the moment the river beneath it dries. Men are loyal to advantage, not to those who gave it. The minute your use wanes, so does their allegiance. You must ask yourself, do you want to be loved by a people who will abandon you at the first sign of weakness, or feared by those who obey even when they whisper curses behind your back? Fear does not betray. It may resent, but it obeys. And obedience, not affection, is the currency of power. The good ruler is not the one who avoids cruelty. He is the one who applies it precisely in silence, in darkness, with cold memory. He does not indulge in violence, but neither does he flinch from it. To secure the state, one must sometimes act against mercy, against faith, against friendship. To govern is to betray one part of yourself so that the rest may survive. You must learn to see people not as they pretend to be, but as they are in the silence of their desires. They want protection, but they also want spectacle. They want to believe their leader is above them, yet bound to them. This contradiction is your throne. Do not resolve it, exploit it. To rule, you must kill the child within you who seeks fairness. Power is not fair, it is not just, it is not earned, it is taken, it is managed, and it is always under threat. The throne is never solid, it is a performance on a wire, above a pit, in front of an audience whose applause conceals their envy. There are no permanent allies, only shifting interests. No eternal enemies, only obstacles that must be neutralized. Principles are banners raised when useful, discarded when costly. Your real principles must be silent, hidden, enforced only through action, never declaration. Declarations invite scrutiny. Silence grants room to maneuver. Control is not about holding everything. It is about knowing what must be allowed and what must be crushed. Allow the weak their small rebellions. Let them feel power where it matters little. But when the core is threatened, act ruthlessly. A single example can quiet 1,000 doubts. Information is the battlefield now. Perception is the war. Do not waste time arguing truth. Shape it, weaponize it. Your image must be crafted like a blade, gleaming, symbolic, deadly. Appear sincere, appear humble, appear to suffer with them, but never suffer truly. Pain is not for rulers. Pain is a distraction, and distraction is a weakness they will use to unmake you. People desire saviors but fear tyrants. The trick is to be both and to let them never be sure which one you are. Feed them victories, give them enemies to hate. Keep them occupied with emotion so they never notice the machinery grinding beneath their feet. The state is not a family, it is a fortress. Do not confuse kindness with stability. Offer it rarely, and only when it reinforces your authority. Do not seek to be understood. Seek to be obeyed. Forgive only when the cost of revenge outweighs its message. Punish only when the echo of it will shape future obedience. Do not lash out in anger, strike in calculation. Retaliation is a message. Let it be cold, deliberate, final. Exile is not always distance. Sometimes it is solitude within your own walls, the price of understanding what others cannot. The more you see the truth of power, the lonelier your throne becomes. But this is not tragedy, it is necessity. Leadership is not communion, it is command. The crown is not a comfort, it is a weight. You will be loved in the beginning, feared in the middle, and hated in the end. But history remembers the survivors, not the innocent. Speak of unity, but rule through division. Let each faction need you more than they need each other. Balance their rivalries like weights on a scale. If one gains too much, empower another. You are not a servant of the people. You are the engineer of their balance. Never let them see the whole. Rule through compartments, lies tailored to each group. Truths whispered only to those who need them. Myths sustained through repetition. Keep them guessing. Confusion protects you. Clarity empowers them. Your enemies will come cloaked as friends. They will flatter, advise, console, test their loyalty with small betrayals. Observe how they react. The loyal accept humiliation in silence. The ambitious show their teeth when they believe you are blind. Do not confront them. Corner them slowly. Make their betrayal their only option, and then punish it as if surprised. The appearance of justice is more powerful than justice itself. Create procedures, rituals, trials. Let them believe in fairness. Meanwhile, decide outcomes in advance. Democracy is a stage. Let them vote on the script, but write the ending yourself. Mercy is strategic, not sentimental. Offer it when it buys loyalty or quiets resistance, but never when it will be seen as weakness. Weakness breeds appetite. The hungry do not respect the generous, they devour them. Ambition is your fire. Feed it, but never let it consume your caution. Every step up the ladder narrows the space around you. Rise quietly, strike rarely. But when you do, let it resound like thunder. History will judge you through the lens of what remains. Do not seek applause in your lifetime. Seek permanence. The builder is forgotten. The monument stands. You are not here to be liked. You are here to outlast. So wear the mask, be the illusion. Rule through the shadows they love. Let them see what comforts them. Let them worship the mask while you, behind it, shape their world with invisible hands. This is not deception. This is survival. This is not cruelty. It is architecture. And if you must be cruel, then be as nature is without apology. The truth will not save them. The truth will not save you. But the illusion, well crafted and well defended, might just build a world they can live in, and one you can rule. Let them call it freedom, as long as you define its boundaries. Let them scream in the streets, vote in their parliaments, mock your name behind closed doors. So long as they do not touch the nerve of your control, let them believe they are sovereign. The illusion of freedom pacifies more than chains. No man rebels when he thinks he still commands his fate. Let them choose between options you designed. Let them debate the meanings of words you planted. This is not repression, it is choreography. The modern ruler does not raise armies, he raises narratives. He does not censor, he overwhelms. Drown truth in a flood of versions. Let them argue over facts while you shape reality. The battlefield is not in the streets anymore, it is in the mind. And the mind is ruled not by logic but by feeling. Fear is faster than thought. Identity is stronger than fact. Win their instincts, and you will own their conclusions. Do not waste your breath chasing trust. It is a fragile fiction. Instead, pursue leverage. Leverage remains when affection fades. Leverage speaks when sentiment falls silent. Leverage is what remains when all else has been stripped away. The ruler who depends on love is like a captain sailing on clouds, beautiful in theory, doomed in practice. You will be told to lead with hope. Ignore them. Hope is a candle in a hurricane. You lead with pressure, with presence, with inevitability. Be the storm, not the shelter. Your job is not to comfort it, is to endure, to bend events toward your shape, to carve order from chaos with a blade of necessity. Every alliance is temporary. Every oath is a negotiation. Morality is fluid, bent by circumstance, reshaped by victory. You are not here to moralize. You are here to decide. And when the choice is between survival and sanctity, you must choose survival without blinking. They will not understand the cost of what you carry. Let them worship their values while you carry the consequences. It is the fate of the ruler to be blamed for the stability he maintains, to be hated for the very peace he imposes. Let them. It means you are doing it right. If they ever love you without fear, you are already undone. Build structures, not promises. Institutions that do not need your face to function, yet remember your hand in their creation. Let the machine run, even when you are gone. That is legacy. That is victory. Not a statue, not a speech, but a system unbreakable, self-reinforcing, born of your will and immune to their forgetfulness. The noble man seeks to be admired. The ruler seeks to be obeyed, and admiration is fleeting. Obedience, when cultivated with care, can outlive even your name. Do not confuse the applause of the moment with the security of your position. The louder they cheer, the more you must check your flanks. Never give the people all they want. Fulfillment breeds entitlement. Give them a taste, never the whole meal. Let them hunger, let them strive. Keep the crown always slightly above their reach, and they will kneel endlessly trying to touch it. Satisfaction ends ambition. Hunger keeps the machine alive. You must master the art of timing. A good act at the wrong moment is fatal. A brutal act at the right moment is genius. Move before they expect you. Retreat before they demand you. Advance when they beg you. Disappear when they need you most. The mystique of unpredictability is more powerful than brute strength. When they cannot read you, they cannot contain you. Charm is a tool, not a virtue. Use it like poison with precision when needed, and never more than necessary. Too much charm softens the image. Too little isolates it. Balance it like a blade on your tongue. Smile as you deliver commands. Laugh as you close doors. Make them feel chosen, even when they are expendable. You will be betrayed. Accept it. The game is built on betrayal. What matters is not preventing it, but predicting it. Encouraging it in small ways to reveal the larger rot. Betrayal is a teacher. Listen to it, trace its path, and then make your example not from rage but from logic. Punishment must echo, not scream. Trust only those you have broken and rebuilt. The untested loyalist is a question. The reformed traitor is a weapon. Do not mistake affection for allegiance. Loyalty without leverage is a fantasy. Always have something they fear to lose. Family, reputation, freedom, power. You are not their friend. You are their axis. As you rise, you will be surrounded by flatterers. They are the smoke before the fire. The more they praise you, the more they hide their knives. Keep one honest voice close, not because you need truth, but because you need contrast. Let the truth remind you what you are choosing to ignore. There is no such thing as a clean victory. Every conquest leaves blood in the corners. Do not seek to be clean, seek to be thorough. Leave no threats half-crushed, leave no enemies unmarked. Mercy without memory is permission for rebellion. Crush once, decisively, then let silence follow. The world is not run by ideals. It is run by thresholds, the point where discomfort becomes danger, where price exceeds principle, where fear eclipses hope. Find those thresholds, push them, redraw them, rule by knowing what they can endure and ensuring you never appear to exceed it. Do not solve every crisis. Some must be allowed to linger as warnings, as justification, as reminders of your necessity. A ruler who eliminates all threat becomes unnecessary. Let them fear the dark just beyond your reach, and they will beg for your shadow to remain. The modern state is not a body, it is a beast, hungry, evolving, suspicious. Feed it with spectacle, control it with efficiency, distract it with noise, and when necessary, wound it so you can be the surgeon. Do not fear disorder, shape it. You must outlast their disappointment. You will never be the dream. You are the consequence, and consequences are never loved, but they are respected. Be that. Be the shape their world cannot ignore. And when the day comes when they ask who you really were, do not answer. Let the system speak for you. Let the machinery hum with your choices. Let the silence bear your weight. For in the end, it is not truth that shapes history. It is will. It is structure. It is the illusion made durable, the mask made permanent. Be the illusion they respect, not the truth they fear. And you will rule longer than any truth ever dared. Do not mistake stillness for peace. In power, stillness is often the coiled poise of a predator waiting, observing, measuring. Learn to wait. Let your rivals speak first. Let them reveal their hunger. Time is the most underestimated weapon in your arsenal. To act swiftly is admired. To act inevitably is feared. The most dangerous opponent is the one who believes they understand you. So change, shed skin, revise tactics, appear inconsistent on the surface, but remain constant in direction. Let them chase your reflection while you alter the light that casts it. Confusion is not a flaw, it is a design. Expose nothing of your full ambition. Speak as if content, move as if reluctant. Act only when every piece is in your hand, and never when the outcome depends on chance. Risk is not courage, it is currency. Spend it only when the return is total. Do not rely on law to protect you. Law is a leash that snaps in chaos. Instead, build loyalties in men, not in codes. Enforce law when it serves you. Ignore it when it hinders you. Let others argue principles, you must command outcomes. The strong man is obsolete. The manipulator reigns. Influence has replaced dominance. Control is no longer visible. It is embedded in culture, in fear, in distraction. Rule through what people believe they chose for themselves. Let them decorate their cage with symbols of freedom. The invisible chain binds tighter than any iron. Crisis is not your enemy. It is your proving ground. When the world fractures, those who understand structure inherit its remains. Panic is the condition of the masses. Calm is the weapon of those who intend to rule. Do not run from chaos. Step into it, shape it, define it, and they will follow you, not because they trust you, but because they have no other map. Reputation is armor. It need not be true. It must only be believed. Cultivate myths. Let rumors work for you. A whisper can do more than a decree. Let your enemies fear what they think you might do. A ruler who is predictable is vulnerable. A ruler who is mysterious controls the battlefield before it is drawn. Make your inner circle small, not for safety, but for clarity. The fewer who touch your mind, the more space you preserve for strategy. Intimacy is the erosion of perspective. Keep advisors close, but never inside. Listen, then decide alone. Crowds breed doubt. Solitude breeds vision. You will need scapegoats. Let others carry your failures. Rotate them often. Sacrifice publicly, but only those whose removal reinforces your necessity. Purge not from vengeance, but from calculation. Let them see you are willing to bleed your own court to preserve the throne. It terrifies more than any public punishment. When you rise, do not announce it. Let them notice too late. Let them wake one morning and find your shadow stretched over everything they thought was theirs. The silent ascent is the most permanent. It breeds no resistance, only regret. Never speak in absolutes. Leave yourself room to maneuver. Certainty is the illusion of fools. The wise ruler cloaks decisions in ambiguity until the moment they are executed, and then makes them seem inevitable. Control not only action, but interpretation. They will forgive what they understand too late. A population that believes it is part of a mission is easier to govern. Give them purpose, even if it's hollow. Wrap your policies in destiny. Let them believe they suffer for something sacred. The state, the future, the legacy, these are banners you must raise, not because they are true, but because they give shape to sacrifice. Divide their attention. Let them argue over culture while you consolidate economics. Let them rage over symbols while you redraw the borders of their autonomy. Distraction is no longer the tool of tyrants. It is the oil that greases democracy. There is no such thing as permanent rule, but there is such a thing as durable influence. When you are no longer present, ensure your replacements kneel to the framework you created. Make them believe they are free while operating within the system you designed. This is immortality not of body, but of structure. You will be hated. Accept it early. Hatred is clarity. It means they know who holds the whip. Love is fog, pleasant, disarming, and deadly when it turns. Govern as if love is temporary. Govern as if resentment is permanent, because it is. You cannot trust their applause. It is always for the image, never the man. The man is alone, and in that solitude, you will find what truly governs. Not ideology, not morality, but necessity. The raw calculus of consequences. You must kill ideals when they become liabilities. There is no doctrine worth your fall. Let the priests preach. Let the professors theorize. You are not a philosopher. You are the result of philosophy tested against reality and found too fragile. Be the executioner of illusions, not their protector. They will romanticize rebellion. Let them. Romanticism is paralysis. Let them dress revolution in costumes while you secure the institutions that determine real power. By the time they look up from their chants, the world will already belong to you. Never allow the people to believe they are truly safe. Safety breeds independence. Let them feel moments of security, and then remind them, subtly, of what lurks beyond your reach. Not in cruelty, but in demonstration. A sudden riot, a border skirmish, a financial tremor. Control the dose of fear. Too much, and they revolt. Just enough, and they cling to you. Surveillance is no longer cameras and microphones. It is data, behavior, predictability. Let them volunteer their patterns. Let their comforts reveal their weaknesses. Freedom has become a confession. Let it speak. You must always have an enemy. If none exists, invent one. A leader without an enemy becomes the enemy. External threats unify. Internal threats justify. The enemy does not have to be real, only necessary. And as you grow older, remember this. Legacy is not memory. Legacy is inertia. It is the system that no one dares to change because it works too efficiently to disrupt. Make yourself that system. Bind your name not to greatness, but to functionality. They may forget your virtues, but they will never escape your design. So walk through the fire. Let your name be cursed. Let your image be maligned, but never let go of the wheel. Steer it through storms, through hatred, through exile if need be. Because rule is not glory, it is burden, it is vigilance, it is the unblinking stare into the nature of man and the decision to command it anyway. You are not here to please, you are not here to serve. You are here to survive, to endure, to rule. And rule you shall as the illusion they revere, never the truth they would destroy. The deeper you move into the core of power, the colder it becomes. There is no warmth at the center, only gravity. The weight of decisions, of betrayals calculated, of loyalties purchased and spent like coin. Leadership is not a path upward, it is a descent into responsibility, stripped of sentiment. The closer you are to absolute control, the less human you are permitted to be. You will long for innocence. You will remember a time when you thought justice was enough, when truth could persuade, when goodwill was a shield. but those were illusions meant for those who do not bear consequence. You are now beyond that veil. You have stepped into the role where justice is not an instinct, it is an instrument. Where truth is not told, it is managed. Where goodwill is not protection, it is liability. Learn this early. People remember spectacle more than fairness. They remember punishment more than process. They remember dominance more than dialogue. Power is not what is lawful, it is what is believed. And belief is shaped not by facts, but by symbols. Dominate symbols, and you dominate history. You must master the theater, even if you despise it, even if your soul recoils from the performance, because image is governance, the calm leader in crisis, the humble face in victory, the measured voice in betrayal. The world is ruled not by truth, but by performance layered over power. Do not believe that you can avoid becoming the villain. If you lead long enough, you will be cast as such, by those you denied, by those you disciplined, by those who envied your rise. Do not waste energy protesting it. Embrace it. Let them write their stories. You will write the future. In private, be brutal in clarity. In public, be composed in ambiguity. Let no one glimpse your calculations. Let them believe you act from principle, from emotion, from divine impulse, anything but strategy. The more they believe in your myth, the more loyal they become to the lie you inhabit. There will come a time when you must choose between your people and your stability, between the many and the structure that holds them. Choose the structure. Without it, the people devour each other. They do not understand what keeps their world intact. You do. That is your burden and your justification. Be careful with ideals, even your own. They are the most seductive prison. They whisper of legacy, of purity, of moral superiority, but they ask you to ignore the world as it is. And in that blindness, your enemies sharpen their knives. If an ideal makes you predictable, you must discard it or die for it. The most dangerous person in your court is not the loud critic, but the quiet believer, the one who thinks they understand your mind, your goal, your plan. Because they will one day act in your name without your permission. Doubt is useful, certainty is perilous. Encourage questioning. It forces them to look upward before they move. When you grant power, do so temporarily. Appoint no one you cannot remove. Empower no office you cannot dissolve. Every post must be a tool, not a throne. Let them serve. Let them rise. But never forget that power given without expiration becomes power lost. A good ruler uses failure. Let your defeats teach. Let them expose weakness, reveal disloyalty, clear rot, but never let a failure define you. Own it before others name it. Spin it before others shape it. The lesson must never be that you were beaten, but that you endured. You must create rituals, not religious ones, but political ones. Rhythms that bind people to your system, ceremonies that elevate loyalty to the sacred, traditions that make your rule feel inevitable. People obey not just from fear, but from habit. Give them habits of obedience. Every generation must be taught to fear chaos. Remind them, gently or violently, what collapse looks like. Let them see what happens when authority dissolves. The vision of anarchy will tighten their embrace around your rule, no matter how stern it becomes. Fear of disorder is the silent servant of every durable regime. Do not waste time making enemies equal. Rank them. Identify the real threat. Ignore the noise. Crush only what needs crushing. To overreact is to reveal fear. To underreact is to invite challenge. Find the middle. Respond with precision, not emotion. You will need agents who do what you cannot be seen doing. Let their hands be dirty so yours remain clean. Let them be the enforcers, the intimidators, the whisperers. If they fall, deny them. If they succeed, reward them quietly. This is not cowardice, it is survival. Let morality be performed in public, while necessity is executed in shadow. If you are loved, be suspicious. Love makes people believe they own you. that you owe them, and when you deny them, their love curdles into rage. Respect is better, distance is safer, mystery is most secure. Let them love the mask and never know the face. Economy is leverage, not just wealth, but the ability to grant or withhold it. Make dependence your policy. Let no group be entirely self-sufficient. Let no power center fund itself completely. When they rely on your treasury, your permission, your favor, they are already disarmed. Control education, not to limit knowledge, but to shape narrative. Teach them who the enemy was. Teach them why the state is sacred. Teach them that obedience is not submission, it is civilization. You do not need to lie, you only need to curate. When reform is demanded, give them a version you control. Redirect the rage. Let them think they've won. Let them claim victory while the foundation remains untouched. Change the language. Keep the levers. Let them dance in circles while you redraw the lines beneath their feet. Technology will not free them. It will expose them, their data, their habits, their fears. Learn to read it. It is the new map of the soul. Use it to predict, to divide, to nudge. Rule not through force, but through preference shaped before they even choose. Remember, every system calcifies, even yours. The longer you rule, the more brittle it becomes. When cracks appear, do not patch them. Replace the stone, rebuild the structure. Reinvent your myth before it grows stale. The most enduring power is the one that keeps evolving quietly, relentlessly. And when your time comes and it will do not cling, prepare the next. Not a child, not a friend, a successor who understands your architecture. One who will preserve the frame even if they repaint the walls. You are not eternal, but the system can be. So look around, at your enemies, at your allies, at your people, and understand this. They do not want the truth. They want certainty. They want security. They want direction. Be that. Be the silence behind their noise, the hand behind their choices, the architect of their safety, and the author of their fear. Be the illusion they respect, and leave the truth buried where it belongs. Beneath the throne, beneath the myth, beneath the mask you wore, to make them believe they were never ruled at all. And now, if you have listened this far, then you already know some part of you already sees the world as it is, not as they pretend it to be. The pageantry of politics, the rituals of democracy, the doctrines of liberty, all necessary illusions, useful, stabilizing, but illusions nonetheless. Beneath them lies something older, something colder, the structure, the will to command, the instinct to dominate. The silent calculation behind every smile, every policy, every freedom, extended only so far as it serves order. This is the secret they never write down. Power is not given, it is taken. It is not maintained by virtue, it is guarded by fear. It is not exercised in daylight, but in corridors, in conversations, in the precise application of doubt, of pressure, of isolation. And you, if you choose to lead, must become what they need, not what they admire. Their admiration is fickle, their needs are eternal. They need protection even when they scream for freedom. They need direction, even as they demand choice. They need control, even as they chant about justice. You will not be celebrated for what you prevent. You will not be thanked for what you endure. You will not be loved for what you protect. But if you do it right, they will never know the abyss you kept at bay. They will wake each day under a sky you secured and curse your name, believing they could have done it better. Let them. Let them write history. You will have written reality. Let them hate the crown. You will have preserved the state. Let them believe they were never ruled, only guided, only inspired, only free. Because the greatest success of the ruler is not that he is obeyed. It is that he is forgotten, that his hand is no longer seen, only the shape it left behind. So wear the mask until it becomes your skin. Lie until the lie becomes the law. Be ruthless in silence. Be merciful in strategy. And always remember, you are not the truth. You are the illusion they respect. And that illusion will outlive them all.